Speaking to Jacob White-Sey after your new contract, a 2-year contract, how easy a decision was it to stay in Bristol for 2 years?
Honestly, really easy decision. People here are great. I wanted to be here for a little while, and I think this is a good step up for me, into this league, and I've loved it ever since I've been here. It's been a little bit tough, but I'd love to be here and just get a win for the fans like they deserve and for all the boys.
Of course, last year you were here on tour where you didn't play too many games. You spent a lot of time with Slough. This year you've played every week. You've been available, I think, and it's obviously been a step up. How have you found the transition from NHL one to the National League?
Um, it's hard. It's obviously very hard. I've had to change my game up a little bit, but I think this year definitely has been a bit more of a taster year in terms of finding out my play style and how I have to play in this league. And I think it's just onwards and upwards from here.
You talk about having to perhaps change your game style slightly. Your points output in NHL one is obviously very high. This season it's not there, but anybody that watches your game can see that offensive talent. Is that perhaps a goal for next year to try and produce more?
Oh, definitely. Obviously, I'm not too. I wasn't too worried about my points. Is the only thing. I had an old coach in Slough, Smith. He always used to tell me that offensively I'm never gonna have a problem, but I've always got to work on my defense. And I think this year, especially, has been a chance for me to work on my physicality and playing like a man and trying to play a lot better defensively. I think next year I'm definitely gonna put up more points, but I think it was good this year to have a foundation in my defensive game. So then next year I can put up some points.
How important is it as a player that you've been trusted to develop your game? Obviously, you said last year you're on the two where you got a bit of ice time. This year, even just as a season, you started off perhaps third pair. Now you're second pair. You're playing power play minutes. Is having a coach that trusts you is that something that's important?
Oh, big. I think especially this year, that's why I wanted to work on my defensive game. Is you have to have a defenseman you can trust, and I think he's put a bit more trust in me this season, and I value that risk that he's taken in me, and I think as long as I keep going, I think I can do a lot better. And I love the trust that he's given me, and I really respect him for it for giving such a young kid a chance, and I just thank here and him as a club for giving it to me.
Obviously, you've represented GB on 4 occasions over the 18s and 20s. You had the summer with the Devils as well. Where do you think your potential could lead you?
I don't know. I think as long as I work hard, it could be anywhere. But honestly, if I just need to not give up and keep playing, because it could be here. It could my potential could end up being NHL one. It could be here, but I'm hoping Elite League further than that. If I can, I've just got to keep working hard and listening to people and taking what I can on board.
And finally, obviously you've played in this building long enough now. I mean, you just look at last weekend, the atmosphere when that overtime goal goes in. How crucial are the fans for your
Oh,
decision to come back?
they're incredible. I think that's a big reason why I wanted to stay so much. Is obviously this season's been a bit disappointing for our fans, but I eventually want to be good enough to the point where I can provide what these fans deserve, some wins, and get somewhere with this team.
All right, cheers, Jacob.
No problem.